Our next origin is the Spiritualist, created by the user known as Phil the Builder. This is a 2-impact origin. These sinister minds have a high expertise in necromancy and the undead. Using their knowledge, they are able to bring back the dead cleanly. Building the altar. To create a connection to the graveyard, you need to create an altar. First, build a cross made out of netherrack. Then fill the edges with cobblestone. Place 1 soul sand on top of the middle of the cross. Now light up the soul sand using your flint to steel in your main hand. So let's get this. So we want some netherrack, some cobble, and some soul sand, and then of course a flint and steel. So you want to make what I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, was this type of cross, and then you do this, and then you put a soul sand in the middle, and then boom. You've now created yourself a link to the graveyard. The graveyard is a place where the dead will peacefully rest. It is neither hell nor heaven, but just in between. The graveyard is sorted row by row, each row going from west to east. If you want to leave the graveyard, carry a mob that has died to the entrance. This will bring back both you and the mob. Only villagers, wolves, cats, and parrots go to the graveyard. All other mobs won't show up there. If the mob that has died had a custom name, then the name will be displayed at the graveyard instead of the mob's entity type. Now, how do you get into this graveyard? The necrotic process. Sacrifice a villager at the altar to enter the graveyard. Let's get over here. Getting ourselves a villager here, we get ourselves a sword because we're going to need it. And if we just come up here and murder him. And off we go. To the graveyard we go. As you can see, it is just a dark, desolate place of graves. Got many graves. Let's went from cool to demonic real quick. As you can see, here lies villager. If I remember how this works, you press right. There's a dispenser in here with them, and then you can pick up the villager. And then, as you can see, the villager is now standing on top of my head. Then you go back to the entrance, and you're back in the overworld with that villager. This is basically a process to allow you to make sure that you're never stuck in the graveyard. So you're required to kill a villager to get into the graveyard, and then you can revive that villager and go back to the world if you choose not to revive anything else. But let's just say, for instances here, I'm sorry for this, but you have a wolf. Your loyal wolf who died. We right click on a villager, we sacrifice him to the portal. In we go. Then you come over here. Here lies a villager. Here lies no one. Here lies a wolf. If we come over here to the wolf, we go to the back here, suddenly we have a wolf again. And we come back to the entrance, and our dog's life is restored. Now, we do the fun part of showing you the detail. I don't know if it'll keep the blue dye on the dog, but if we get ourselves a name tag, we are... actually, who do we want to name it in here? Yeah. We're going to call it Jax. Right click on him, and then we stab him. To the graveyard we go. Here lies a villager. Here lies Jax. Here lies a villager. Here lies a wolf. Here lies no one. Go back up to the front. Killing his chat, how horrible. Coming over here, we right click. And suddenly, Jax reappears with his blue collar. Let's go. He keeps his collar and everything. Let's go. And look at that. Jax is back in the real world. As you see this librarian, he's got paper trade and feather falling. That is a really good villager for just a random pig. If we grab it, we give him that. We make sure we do a trade with him. Let's do more trading with him. Let's do more trading with him. Now he should level up. We'll take this name here, name our librarian, and then murder him. This went from a showcase to a cult. Here lies Mango Jam. If we go over here, we get our villager back. Let's go back to the overworld. I can't see a thing. We went anyway. As you can see, he's got his trades. And you know what's even funnier? He's given us a decrease in price. What a madman. Because here's our next fun bit. So, quick carry. Right click the villagers who despise you and all mobs at the graveyard to carry them. Use your primary ability to drop them again. So, let's hit him. No Jax. As you can see, he's now increased his prices. If we hit him again, he will increase his price again. That's okay. Run away, you bit. Get over here. Get back to the graveyard. If we get over here, we can get closer. I need you closer. Closer. Closer again. A little thing to note is that it actually works a little bit differently. How this works is if you kill the villager, send him back to the graveyard, and then bring him back from the graveyard, will typically reset his prices. I think I figured this out a little later in this stream, but that's how that functions. And then there's another ability which we'll go over a little later because that is its own individual ability that means that some villagers won't trade with you, so instead you automatically pick them up. A villager spawn. You've settled down in a village where the clean life is brewing. So if you do die with this origin, explosion, we shall respawn in a village. Hey boy. No, I'm sorry, I hit him. So now you spawn in a village. This is why this origin is built around villages, because you spawn in a village. It's pretty useful. Buffs of the revived. Revived mobs gain certain buffs. Cats and their parrots heal their owners if they're nearby. Dogs deal more damage and take less damage, and villagers lower their prices. As we saw before, the villager that we revived had a decreased price until I stabbed him a few times. And then he suddenly didn't live no more. Then suddenly he increased those prices again. What a madman. Deceased appetite. To deal with the disgust you witness daily, your appetite has decreased. Oh. What does that mean? Does that mean that you just don't consume hunger anywhere near as much? Yeah, it seems like the... No, I don't know. That hunger looks like it's going faster than normal, maybe? I don't know. I can't quite tell. Nah, that definitely seems a lot slower too. Yeah, it seems to be a lot slower. Seems a lot more slower. Okay, good to know. Name tag master. You've learnt that in order to find mobs better in the graveyards, name tags are a big helper. So you have found out a way to craft them extremely easily. Oh my god, you can craft a name tag with 2 leather, a string, and 3 sticks. What? Hold on a moment. I need to test this. Let's get our string, let's get our leather, let's get our sticks. I said all of them in the wrong order. I wonder if anyone picked it. Let's get this here, and if we come over here, put our string there, get our leather here, put the sticks there, we can make name tags. We can now name everything. Everything! Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Life and death. Using magic to create lives required to destroy life. If no life is destroyed, then the creator of life is unclean, unholy, undead. You are fascinated by these undead creatures as well as disgusted. You deal 40% more damage to undead, but also take 40% more damage from the undead. Whoa! Wait, that's a... Whee. That is interesting. So we get a diamond sword here, and we get a husk. Our age-old favorite, the husk. That is not one we want. Get out of here. So yeah, with a diamond sword, that wasn't even crits. So without crits, 9, 10, dead. With crits, 14 dead. That's cool. But if we go to survival mode, he also does 40% more damage. He hurts. Oh boy, he hurt. So that's a double-edged sword. It's both a very useful ability because undead mobs are very easy to kill, but also they can kill you a lot quicker too, so careful. Untrusted. Cats and dogs can sense your connection to dead spirits, making them harder to tame. I think I get what... Wait, which one did I just read? Oh yeah, I did just the untrusted. We'll get to the unliked one in a moment, but I think I understand something more. But yeah. So, if we get ourselves out... wolves, get ourselves bones. This wolf will take 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that was a few bones. Wait a minute. Does it take multiple bones? Oh, it takes 2 bones per use instead of 1. Next is unliked. Most villagers who hear from your dark practices reject you completely. Each villager has a 75% chance of not trading with you. This is decided right after they spawn. So, as you can see here, we got... Where did the other villager go? There was a farmer over here somewhere. You see this farmer boy here? He won't trade with me, which is why I can pick him up. If they trade with you, you can't pick them up. Very interesting. So you see this guy here? He won't trade with me. So instead, I have to pick him up. I can only pick him up. Weakened healing. Your necrotic nature heavily weakens your healing in the process. You heal 50% slower. I mean, there's nothing more apart from the fact that you heal a little slower than before, which is always fun. Healing slower is always brilliant.